Hi there. Today I wanted to share with you what I carry in my first aid kit, both for days in the wood and also multi-day trekking. I have been asked over the last months about this, or about doing a video on it. Some people know that I have training in first responding and also in qualifications in emergency care. So I guess I kind of have applied that knowledge to what I carry in my kit. I suppose what I have learnt for myself over the years in terms of injury is that all injuries I've had, which have been luckily not too major, some a bit major, is kind of self-inflicted. Not intentionally, but it's so often it's happened because either I'm tired, which is a biggie, and therefore I'm fatigued and I'm not concentrating. It's also through rushing, through not taking care and doing things carefully. I guess it's also through not using tools properly. I think that's, for those people in the woods working with knives and axes, that is such a key thing, to know and learn how to use your tools properly, to sort of reduce risk. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, although we carry these first aid kits, it's kind of best to not get into a situation where you need them. So sort of self-awareness of your limitations, of how you're feeling, is really, really important. Anyway, that's what I think is priority. So let's get to it, and I'll show you the kit that I carry. So this is kind of my go-to first aid kit. This goes with me either in the woods or when I'm out camping for a few days. I can either carry it on my rucksack, or I can, if I'm actually kind of put my rucksack somewhere, this is more like it in the woods really, and I've gone off for a walk with my axe and knife, I'll attach this to my belt so that, if I do cut myself, then I've got it on me at hand rather than having to trace back to the rucksack. But before looking at this in detail, I just want to show you there's a few extra things that I do take with me when I go kind of multi-day camping. This is the first thing. This is a sound splint, which I think is a very, very simple but really effective bit of kit. It's made of foam. It's kind of totally flexible, so you can bend any way you like, and it's, as I say, it's great for doing splint work for your arm. You can actually use it as a neck brace, and pretty much for quite a lot of sort of fracture type injuries. So that's one thing. The other thing I carry, which in fact I carry in the woods too, thinking about it, is this. This is a cat tourniquet. Obviously this is for what's called catastrophic hemorrhage. Thankfully I've never had to use it and hope I never will have to use it. But this just, I keep in my pocket when I'm out and about, just in case. I think that they recommend that this is not used unless you've had training into how to use it and in what situations to use it. I'm not going to go into that now, but again, if you're interested in carrying one, it really is worth having a short course or going on and looking at training videos on it. It is an essential life-saving bit of kit, but for only specific such situations. So that's my tourniquet. And also, as an added extra when I'm multi-day trekking or away for a while, I'll have, this is called a trauma fix. It's basically a pressure bandage which has got a sort of cup in it, again for severe bleeding. So again, it's lightweight, so I keep it in my pack. And although it's not actually medical, I think one of the most useful things that I have everywhere, come summer or winter, is my good old shemag. Now this is just great for first aid actually. You can use it to literally to bung on as a pressure to reduce bleeding. You can use it, because it's square, you can fold it and use it as a triangular bandage so you can use it as a sling for those times that you need it. You can also, if necessary for splint, you can, if you had to, cut it and create strips and use it to splint your leg or splint your arm if you needed loads of tie-ons. And yeah, you can wet it, you can use it to cool off. It's just a great bit of kit. So that's that. And finally, again, not medical, but when I'm out doing multi-day walking, I take my walking poles. Again, medically, they are great, not only for hobbling if you've sprained your ankle, but also as a splint. There's not always trees around, so that's what I always take with me. So those are the extra bits, and yeah, I think that's kind of, they cover most things really. And now we are going to look at the actual first aid kit that I carry everywhere. So this pouch is just a generic pouch really. It's not specific for carrying medical stuff, but it suits me. It's about the right size, and it's got compartments in it, which I like. On the top zip, I carry all my utensils that I might need. I have a razor, a kind of thin razor, which can come in handy. I can get them out like this. I have the Phoenix E01, which is just a handy little flashlight. Again, it's small enough I can actually kind of hold it in my teeth if I'm looking at something on my hand or an injury in the dark. I have a pair of scissors, which are easier to use for cutting bandages than a knife. I have a pair of tweezers, again for splinters. Splinters are quite common when you're working in the woods. And somewhere down here, if I can find it, I have here, this is a straw holder, which in it I have some needles, which hopefully you can see, which basically, again, for taking splinters out or for anything else. Not for suturing though. And that is it in that zip pocket. So the next compartment is under a buckle. I have some latex gloves. Actually, these are non-latex. Well, again, self-explanatory for hygiene. In here I have a selection of pills, medicine. Basically it's to cover pain relief. I have everything Nurofen or ibuprofen, paracetamol. I have Piriton, which is very useful for treating people who get allergies or for bad bites or insect bites. I have anti-diarrhea, and I have some stronger pain relief, which is codeine based. And that kind of covers all I need really, to be honest. I haven't gone excessive on that medicine side. This is a bottle of saline water. I find this very useful, although I've only got one bottle of it. I have used them on a number of occasions, mainly for cleaning out kind of foreign bodies out of my eyes. It's great because you can actually take the top off, and it's a very focused kind of squirt of water. You can also use it for if you've got a deep cut. Again, because of the pressure you can squeeze out, you can clean a cut really well with it. So I keep one of those, and I have the Sharpie pen. I have a lighter, useful for sterilising the needle if I need to. And in here I have, although it's not really medicinal, I have some glucose tablets. These are actually, I find, quite useful for me if I find that I get sudden low blood sugar. Not that I'm diabetic, but if you haven't eaten and you're just getting really low on energy. And also, if you're with others and somebody's diabetic, it is a good form of getting some glucose into them to increase their blood sugar. Here we have tick removal. These two little ones are for removing ticks. They work, they're brilliant, and yes, I've used them a lot. Nobody wants to get Lyme disease, that's for sure. And finally, in the back, I have a magnifying glass. Again, helps me to look in detail at anything that I need to. And also I've got some waterproof paper. So that is the front compartment. So we come to the final compartment, the top compartment. In here I have on top some crepe bandage, useful for binding dressings and also for sprains of the wrist or ankle. In terms of antiseptic, I use tea tree oil. I know a lot of people use iodine, but I like this. I can use it directly onto stings and abrasions. You have to be careful because it's actually pretty potent stuff, so I dilute it quite a bit. You can use it as a mouthwash, so it does have multi-uses. In here, this is a plastic bag, amazingly. Now this was a tip given to me a while ago, Sky, which basically it's really, really useful if you're treating burns and haven't got access to running water. As you know, the basic treatment for burns is to put the injury in cold water for a minimum of 10 minutes, a maximum of 20 minutes. And this plastic bag, hello Sky, I'm just going to move Sky out of the way. Come on Sky, out of the way. Good girl. This plastic bag can be used when you don't have access to running water. What you can do is you can use the water you have in your canteen and pour it in and put the injured, it's nearly always your hand really, because especially working around fires, you can put your injured hand, burnt hand in here and basically keep it submerged for the 10 minutes. So, blooming useful, simple and useful. I have another, again, it's another dressing spare one. Stay there. In here I have a selection of plasters, a selection of non-adherent dressings and some tape. Again, this is pretty basic stuff. And at the bottom I have, again, a thick, basically it's a first aid dressing. It's medium size and you can double it up and you can really make quite a thick compression dressing, again for bleeding. I have just a little burn soothe. Never really used it, but it's there. I've got one hygiene antiseptic wipe. I tend to use water rather than these wipes, and also some Gorilla tape, which again is fantastic for many uses in first aid. So the last thing I have in my first aid kit, which in fact I've recently added, is a very ingenious and simple form of wound closure for deep wounds. I saw it on social media. I think it was devised by a British medic for kind of basically for field use, and it's great. It's really simple. Basically, you get 2 pieces of Gorilla tape. You can have varying lengths, but I think probably about 2 to 3 inches about right on each side. And you place them you just get some old plastic of some kind and stick them on the back. You fold over on the back. Let me see if I can get some focus. You fold over the end piece of the Gorilla tape and you put a piece of cord. I've used inner paracord along the very edge where you sort of folded it over. You can see along there. So that's on the inside, the paracord's on the inside. And once you've done that, you then get another piece of inner paracord or strong thread and sew it across, so like a running stitch, and tie it at both ends. And what you then have is a fantastic method of wound closure. So basically, you just, on the wound, you peel off one side, you then pull it across, close the wound, and stick the other side. And having it this method means that, one, it kind of allows air and allows the wound to sort of breathe, and also it means you can monitor it more easily. I mean, obviously you could put a dressing on top of the wound as well. But as I say, I think it's brilliant. And so I've made a few of them, and yeah, have yet to use them, but you never know. So yes, that is my first aid kit. As I said, it served me well. I have used it on a number of occasions, and it's kind of pretty much all I need. So I hope you found this video of interest, and maybe it's given you some ideas for your first aid kits. I've certainly had ideas from watching other people's videos, and also from first-hand experience and a bit of training. So all it leaves me to say is thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe, share, and like. And until the next time, the most important message is be safe out there. Hope you don't have to use your first aid kit. And until the next time, take care. Bye for now.